Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Johnny B, aka JB Diamond Hands, and today I want to go over the new changes to the Crabada battle game version 1.1, and just a couple of changes. There's a lot of confusing elements and a lot of great changes that they've brought, and just want to give my general market thoughts on the game, where it's going. So if that sounds good to you, then let's jump on in. Okay, so as you can see, there is some new buttons and new sections where you can go into the game. So I'm just going to run through first few little updates, which is very, very cool. So number one, if you go under your settings in the top right corner, you've got this disable claim pop-up, which is actually, it just takes away one step. So when you're actually claiming your mines, I'm going to do one with and one without so you can see. So if I click claim here, you can see it doesn't ask me okay, but if I go back to it and I switch it off and I go back here to the mines and I click claim, you'll now see it does a pop-up and it shows me what rewards I got. So it's just one less thing you have to click on, so I'll switch that on. Then you'll see the introduction of these repeat mines with spinach, and now they give you 300 spinach in this new inbox section that they've created. So right at the bottom they give you 5,000 shells, 1,000 rubies, 100 diamonds, 300 spinach, and 100 of these claim all features, whatever, the claim all element. So they give you that, which is pretty cool. Nice welcome gift for the new update. And then obviously all your previous battle bounty boxes and rewards that you got, they've obviously all issued that now as well in the new update. So going back to that, so this is a very welcome update. So if you get spinach, you just click on repeat mine and it literally just repeats that mine for you. You can see it started again there. And I'm going to repeat this one as well. Click repeat. It just makes life go a lot easier. I don't know how they're going to give rewards in terms of how you get more spinach. Still yet to be found. So that's one thing that's very cool. Then another thing that they've introduced is that your time is so every 30 minutes your mine is now you can see the time is now every 30 minutes, and then on loot it's every 15 minutes. So loot now uses 4 energy and a mine uses 4 energy as well. So same energy, but I think you get more out of a loot than you do a mine. So I'm yet to see what the daily rewards are like since the update, so I will make a video on that and let you know. Then we've got the changes to the mining zones. So now, example, you can see there now there's no more limit. You can mine as many times as you like in there. So unless they introduce that back at a later stage, I'm not sure. But you can see now there's no number, whereas before there was a number underneath that would show you how many mines you had left in that specific zone. And now they've limited your Crabada's max level on all these different tiers. So you can see there you can have max level 1 to 10. So if you bring a level 50 crab in here, it's only going to be max level 10. So they've just brought that about for, to bring fairness in the zones, so you don't have a crab level 90 coming in and just winning all the loots. So now it makes it fair, which I think is very cool. One thing that I am a bit confused about, or maybe just haven't learned it properly yet, is they've now got this forge zone. So under this forge zone, you can craft different items. So you can first choose if you want it to be for attack. So if you're creating like a sword or something, So you can see the effects that each of these things give. I don't exactly know how it works. They've been very vague on it. So I'm just going to play around. I just wanted to launch this video just to go over a few things. Then you can see here, you would choose then I would imagine a type of, if it's a type of effect, so who it's going to affect. And then is it going to be epic, legendary, which you would then require a certain amount of in-game items that you've collected from mining. You can see now you would then also need to choose which class it's going to be for. So that can be for prime and can be for a organic. So those two would then get that. Obviously I can't craft it, so let's try and craft a common one I could craft because I've got all the items. So then you click craft. How many do you want to craft? And I would say I'm actually going to do a defense one. See what that does, because I've already created a sword. So I'm going to click craft, and it says, do you want to craft equipment? So I'm going to say craft, and now you'll see it's busy crafting so there I crafted this, and this is a blessed icon. So I'm not sure exactly. So what it does, it gives you an extra 5 defense, and what it looks like is that for primes, organics, horns, you'll get an increased critical damage of 6%, and your set critical damage is also at 50%. So whatever this is how I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong, but your set critical damage, whatever your critical damage is, you get 50% more of that by having this enabled. So you can lock that. I'm not sure how the lock works, but I will get to that. So I'm going to claim that. Now when I go under my inventory, you'll see there's a whole bunch of other items here, so you can look at it under your items. So you've got your chests, and here is your, let's just highlight, I only want that. Okay, so this is what I just generated now, and it shows you what you've got. So you can then would have to equip each of your crabs with that. I also got these raiding shields, so that gives you a set health of plus 15%, so you get an extra 15%. These swords here obviously do different things, so your defense is increased by 27, your health is increased by 332. So yeah, all new things, exciting things. I see some people in the Discord are a bit upset as to what these changes are, but I think with change comes good things. So I could be eating my words later on, but for now, do you want to be in a game that's constantly the same thing over and over again, or do you want them to come up with new ideas and new ways for you to get involved and new things? It's a good thing in my opinion. So what that said, they've removed TUS from the game, and you now have GUS, which is gold under the sea. So why they've done that is because TUS runs the actual swimmer network, and because there's other games coming on the swimmer network, Crabada needed its own in-game currency, which is now GUS, where TUS, which is treasure under the sea, will now run the network, swimmer network. So you would just, for example, on the ETH chain, where you have ETH that runs transactions, you now have TUS that runs transactions. So this could be a good thing, because so now there's no more TUS going to be generated, so that should make the TUS price go up, because it's now cannot be generated anymore. So we wait to see. Hopefully we get some sort of increase in TUS price. So let's see what happens in the next coming weeks. Everything else is almost exactly the same. You've got your sandwiches, which you can create from the same amount of items. The only thing that's different now, what they've done, is if you look under your crafts here, you now have to open up crafts. So that's an equipment box, and that is a rare equipment box. I'm not going to open those yet because they do expire. So just bear that in mind. Then, sorry, I'm going back to inventory. When you win your mines, you now get these chests here. So these chests now determine what you get in your rewards. So you don't no longer earn those items. You can see they now earn these flags and octopus tentacles and shark fins, and I got those, and now that's how you generate your tusks now. Well, now Gus. So I'll explain how Gus works. So when you have, they've now changed the marketplace. So if you go under your, just refresh here. So now you would have to, in order to get tusks, you would now have to convert Gus to tusks. So you earn Gus inside the game. So now they've introduced a new exchange, which is called Spandex. Pretty cool, pretty funny name. All relating to swimming and the swimmer network. So you would now convert your Gus that you've earned in the game to TUS, and then TUS you can convert to USDC. So it does bring a lot of changes about, as to how much you get. So, again, time will tell. I do wish that we could convert Gus straight to USDC, because if you can look here, Gus seems to be a lot more valuable in terms of USDC. I don't know if that's a glitch or a bug in their system, because obviously 11,000 Gus at $251 makes it a lot more lucrative than TUS at, I've got $447,095. So we'll have to just wait and see exactly what happens in terms of the in-game tokenomics. Time will tell how the community reacts, but in my opinion, I think it's a good thing, because it brings about good change. And like I said before, you don't want to have a game that's constantly the same thing over and over again, and eventually you would just become bored of it. So just going back to the Crabada, how you equip your items, you would go to the Crabada, and you will now click on this new icon here, and then here's your items that you've got. So for example, if you wanted to equip this prime, and you would just need to look here, pincers, bulk, mouth, surge. So now obviously to equip that onto a prime wouldn't make sense. So let's go and pincers, bulk, mouth, surge, and we would then click equip. And now when you are fighting, you would then see this crab have a bit more power. So he would have, his HP would have 332 more, defense 27. In the background there, I don't know why it's taking so long. I think there's one or two little bugs that they've got in this version, so let me just reopen. Okay, so I just reloaded the game. Yeah, so like I said before, I think that with change comes good things. We can't all be negative about it. Devs are trying their utmost best, and I think that once we all get used to it, nobody likes change. So obviously they're used to one thing. Let's see how the change makes. I do think that change is good. You don't want to have the same narrative over and over again. With change comes good things. So I always like to see the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. But we could be wrong. It could be the end of the beginning of the end. But according to me, we see how it goes and we go from there, instead of just everyone on the Discord is so negative and they're like, oh, the game's dead, and but I still see positivity. I still think we can make some profits. We are still in a bear market in globally. So in that being said, it's very difficult to judge where a game will go. especially in a bear market. So we wait and we see, and time will tell. So I'm going to just show you one other little change that I saw, which is the arena mode. They've now made it a lot easier for you to see who you are going to battle. So when you click fight, it's now got the team that you're going to battle straight there, and then instead of clicking on it first to see who it is, it was a bit counterproductive and giving you an extra click, and so they've made it less aggravating, so you can now see who you're going to battle. There are one other thing that I do want to show you. I'm going to see if it works here. So when you are actually fighting, there's now a lot of changes. So you can now see, for example, as he did a critical hit, his eye effect hit, and he did another critical hit and it removed the freeze. So there are some changes that I'm not 100% sure about. There are a lot of new things where I think a new different crab will now become better than the other ones, because I could see a lot of my crabs, they're a lot less powerful. I mean, look at that, it only on level 45 crab, it only dealt 500 damage on that, and that's not normal. So I'm pretty sure it's got to do with, having those different power-ups and equipments. But there's an article down below on Medium. Let me find that for you quickly. We can just go over it quickly. So now you can see the damage increased is 30%, and I think that's because his health was below 30%, so his damage increases by 30%. So it's positive changes, obviously a new learning curve. They've changed things dramatically. I don't know how it's going to affect I'm not sure how it's going to affect long term, but we'll wait and we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to find that Medium article. Give me a moment. Okay, so here's the article links. So this is introducing the equipment, crafting, power-up equipment, and equipment repairs. So again, a big learning curve that's got to come up, got to do it. So now basically what they're saying is under you've got your material that you've mined, you would then craft equipment with that material you get. You would then disassemble that equipment, and once you disassemble, you earn these pearls. So if you look here under the pearls, so let's go to forge, disassemble, you get these pearls. So by disassembling that from your crab, you will earn these pearls. I'm not sure what you do with these pearls. I must be honest, that's one thing that has really annoyed me. They have not actually put a description up here. So if you go under if you're under Crabada.com, under the white paper, they haven't put any description or anything. You've got to go to Medium to find out what's going on. So if you look under equipment and crafting, it just says to be updated. So quite annoying that they didn't launch with a full instruction and manual on the white paper. They have put it here, which I don't know why. So here you can find out more. So you have to equip things. It's just it's all a lot to take in. So yes, I'll put the link in the description below. You can go through these. Trial and error is going to play an important role here. So as soon as we know more and I know more, I will make a video on how things work. And so if you like the content you see, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. My channel is growing very slowly, only got 84, 85 followers now. I'd obviously like to push that up, so I'd appreciate it if you could follow me. And yeah, so if you hope you all have a wonderful day. So until my next video, cheers for now, everybody. Bye bye.